This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay McLovin here with my boy Tony Gonzalez on a beautiful, beautiful weekday. I don't even know what day this is now. Is this Thursday? Wednesday?
It is
Wednesday.
Yep.
Man, these days just be rolling together.
Yeah.
But if you like our content, make sure you give us a like and subscribe on Gonzo Sports Rooms channels on YouTube, as well as Elite Sports Entertainment YouTube channel. We certainly would appreciate all the subscribes and love and likes you can give us. Tony, you got the con.
Well, let's get started, guys. First of all, the top 25. I'll read those off, and then we'll talk about the bracket that was made. And that bracket's not going to stay over the next 2 or 3 weeks. There's going to be some changes, definitely. But number 1 was Ohio State, IU 2, Texas A&M 3, Georgia 4, Texas Tech 5. Well, we had number 6, Ole Miss. I think everybody thought that was going to be the top 6. There were no big surprises there. Oregon 7, Oklahoma 8, 9, Notre Dame, 10, Alabama. I think that 3 or 4 there is what a lot of people are talking about. BYU 11, 12 Utah, 13 Miami, 14 Vandy, 15 USC, 16 Georgia Tech, 17 Texas, 18 Michigan, 19 Virginia, 20 Tennessee, 21 Illinois, 22 Missouri, 23 Houston, 24 Tulane, and 25 Arizona State. Jay, was there anything that stood out to you in the top 25?
Yeah. I honestly, again, I still I'm not a big Notre Dame guy. That one's still kind of bothering me. Texas Tech, they're moving up to number 5 even. I don't know, man. SEC, I kind of like Ole Miss a little bit more. I think you come and flip those. But, BYU being still in 11, I'm not a big fan of that. Texas only went down 7. I thought we would kind of go down a little farther on that one. But, honestly, Houston got into the top 25, which is amazing to see. I'm actually going to the Houston game on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to see them play TCU and see actually how good they actually are. I haven't really seen too much of them. No, honestly, with most of these rankings, though, I'm okay with most of it. I thought OU could maybe be a little bit higher with the win that they put over on Alabama, but yeah. I'm okay with even Oklahoma being where they are. What about you? How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on the that I thought. I don't know if Texas Tech don't have a real big win. So them being 5, I would put Ole Miss over them too. I kind of agree with that. So yeah, that would be the only big change. And we're going to talk about the Notre Dame and Alabama and Oklahoma thing here in just a second. But I was going to go to what the bracket would look like right now. If the season had ended right now, this is what it would be. It would be number 12 Tulane against number 5 Texas Tech. It'd be number 9 Notre Dame against number 8 Oklahoma. 11 Miami against number 6 Ole Miss, number 10 Alabama, and number 7 Oregon. Now, the way that would work out right now, number 1 Ohio State would play the winner of Notre Dame and Oklahoma. Number 2 IU would play the winner of Alabama and Oregon. Number 3 Texas A&M would play the winner of Miami and Ole Miss. And number 4 Georgia would play the winner of Texas Tech and Tulane. Now I tell you what, if IU was at number 2 and you got Oregon and Alabama as your first game and you're number 2, that's not a real good. That's not a good.
No.
You would be better off to be the number 4 seed and play the winner of Texas Tech and Tulane.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. But I don't know. I mean, who did you say Alabama? And they're going up against. If it ended, who would they be going against? One more time.
They would be going up against Oregon at Oregon right now. If it happened right now.
Okay, I got you.
But the weird part is, even though Alabama's number 10 and Georgia's number 5, if Alabama wins out, and if I'm having my brain fart. Texas A&M wins out, them two are in the conference championship game. Even though Georgia rated higher, they would not go to the conference championship game. If Alabama wins out and Texas A&M wins out, that will be the conference championship game. So Alabama is definitely going to have a chance to move. But the thing of it is, I mean, I know Auburn's not ranked, but that's a big rivalry. That's going to be a big game.
Oh, that's a huge rivalry.
The last game of the year. So who knows? Can Alabama pull it out? Of course, they're going to be favored, but I do believe it's at Auburn this year. But the thing I did want to bring up was, let's look at this, and some of it's smoke and mirrors to me a little bit. Let's look at the teams Alabama beat. Alabama beat number 4 Georgia. Great win. As good as win as anybody in the country. But then they beat number 14 Vandy. Okay. Vandy's only ranked team that they've beat is number 22 Missouri, and they were on their second string quarterback and then went to the third string quarterback.
Right.
So, number 22 Missouri is the other team they beat. Missouri has beat no ranked teams. They also beat number 20 Tennessee, and Tennessee has beat no ranked teams. Now this is current rankings. This is what they go by. You don't go by rankings at the time. Like when you play them at the time necessarily. Okay, so there. That's I mean, it sounds good when they say they beat 4 ranked teams, but you look at it, it's not quite as strong as they're saying. I'm not saying it's weak. I'm not saying that, but it sounds good on paper. But then when you look at it, not quite as strong. Now let's look at Oklahoma, because Oklahoma's ranked ahead of them, and a lot of Alabama people were upset. Well, they beat number 10 Alabama. Okay, one other thing. Let me go back to Florida State lost to number 8 Oklahoma, and the thing that kills them, they lost to a 5-5 Florida State team by 14.
Yes.
That's the killer. I mean, that's the killer for them. They lost to a team that's 5-5 by 14 points. I don't care if it's the first game of the year. That's what happened. Okay, Oklahoma has beat number 10 Alabama. They also beat number 20 Tennessee, who's has beat no ranked teams, and they beat number 17 Michigan, which is a decent win, but Michigan's beat no ranked teams. So now a lot of people has yelled about Notre Dame. Notre Dame, their big win has been beating USC, number 15 USC. Only ranked team USC's beat is number 18 Michigan. And now their losses, that's the only big win that Notre Dame's got. Their losses is number 13 Miami and number 3 Texas A&M, and both losses were in the last few seconds. So with that information, there's no doubt that Alabama's played a better schedule than Notre Dame. But when you look at the 2 losses that Notre Dame has to Miami and Texas A&M, I mean, I don't have a problem with Notre Dame, even though they don't have that signature win. They beat number 18 Michigan, and you say that the Alabama beat number 4 Georgia, but the killer is they lost to Florida State. So
and that is a killer. That is a killer. Yeah. And while if we're on that, why the hell is Utah even in the 12? Utah lost to BYU and Texas Tech. And really, the only ranked team they beat was at that time number 17 Cincinnati.
I thought Utah beat BYU.
No, they lost to BYU 24-21.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's Utah's number 12 right now. BYU and Utah would not be in right now.
The only 2 ranked teams they beat was ASU, which is ranked 21 at the time, and 17 Cincinnati, ranked at the time, and that's their 2 wins.
But they don't go. They don't go. I mean, when they look at the things, they don't go by that because they say that they're not ranked anymore. It's close. I mean, you can make I see the argument for Alabama because they've got a very good win over number 4 Georgia, but that Florida State loss almost cancels that out. And then when you look at people who want to yell at Oklahoma beat Alabama. I know they, and you look at the 2 losses Oklahoma's got. They lost to number 6 Ole Miss, and they lost to 17 Texas. That's better losses than what Alabama's got. I mean, I know, I mean, they lost to number 8 Oklahoma, but they lost to Florida State. So I definitely believe Oklahoma should be rated ahead of Alabama. I don't know about Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame should probably be.
No, there's no way in hell Notre Dame should be ranked. Notre Dame shouldn't be in the damn top 12 or 13, honestly.
Well,
They should be. I mean, honestly,
I think I can see 10 because if you look at who 11, 12, 13, 14, you look at BYU. No, Notre Dame should be ranked over BYU. They should be ranked over Utah. Even though Miami beat them, that would be an argument. The fact that Miami's got the same record as Notre Dame and beat Notre Dame.
right.
Now, I think there's an argument that Miami should be ranked maybe 10 and Notre Dame should be 11. I can make that. I can make that argument too. I don't disagree with that. But yeah, I think
the only ranked teams that Notre Dame has is, like you said, USC and Pitt. And Pitt was like 22 at the time.
Yeah,
when they played them.
But like I said, I'm not even looking at the ones that are not ranked anymore. I just look at the ones that going by the rankings now.
Oh, sure,
So the only one they beat was USC. So I mean, that's a decent win. That's probably a better win than BYU. Like I said, I could see Notre Dame being 10 or 11. I personally think that Miami should be ranked ahead of Notre Dame. I think Miami should be at 10, and Notre Dame should be at 11. And I think Oklahoma at 8's right. You can make an argument that Oregon don't have a great win. Or I mean, they've got a 10-point loss to IU, and they don't have a great win. I mean, they really don't. So I think they may have beat Illinois, maybe, or no, they're maybe getting ready to play Illinois. I can't remember on that. But Oregon could be an argument, but Oklahoma has lost twice. So, okay. But yeah, I think Oklahoma at 8 is fine. I think Alabama probably should be 9. And then I think Miami should be 10, and then Notre Dame 11.
Yeah, the only two things that's really killed Miami was the fact that they lost to them when they were unranked. I mean, at the time, I mean that's really what kills Miami. I don't know where SMU is. SMU ranked now?
No, I think they're like 6 and 4.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm getting at. So they lost to two unranked teams, and that's really what killed them.
And that's
why they're not ranked higher, right? I mean, if they would have won those games, but let's say lost to just Notre Dame or just lost to Southern Florida or even FSU, then maybe that two unranked teams really killed them.
Yeah, that probably
did hurt them.
It probably did. I don't disagree. But the thing that sucks is Notre Dame with the schedule they play. If they win out, they're going to make it.
Which they should win out. I mean, they got Stanford and I forget the other team, but just two BS teams basically until they get where they got to go.
But honestly, they're probably not going to get a home game. They're probably going to have to go on the road.
They shouldn't get a home game.
No, they don't deserve one. I agree.
No, they don't even. I mean, they're lucky to be where they are. So much less get a damn ranked game. I mean, like I said, I feel like if I had to rank Notre Dame anywhere, it would probably be somewhere around where Vanderbilt is ranked at. So 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there is probably where I think Notre Dame should be at. Certainly not at number 9.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, man. I mean, we got to play Georgia and we got to play A&M and we got to play Ohio. I'm pretty sure Notre Dame don't have a schedule that looks like that.
Not even close. Not even close.
You know what I mean? But yet they get in on some bullshit. Pardon my French, but they get on some BS.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. But a lot of people yell about Alabama and the great schedule they played. But they do. I mean, they played Georgia. But when you look at Vandy and you look at Missouri and Tennessee, they're not top SEC teams. They're decent SEC because I mean, you look at it. Vandy beat a number 22 Missouri who was on the second string and then went to the third string quarterback when the game was tied and they pulled it out. Because I think Missouri would have won that game if their second string doesn't go out. I really do. I was watching that game. Missouri's beat no ranked teams. Tennessee's beat no ranked teams. So really the good win that Alabama's got, the really good win Alabama has got is Georgia. So, and that's a good win. Don't get me wrong. That's a great win. But let's give our top 5s and what will you think? And it was tough to come up with 5. I've got a tie at 5, but my number 1 was A lot of people gonna think I'm a homer, and even though I think IU's got better wins, Ohio State. I know you can't go by last day, but Ohio State's defending their championship from last year, so I'm gonna stick with them at number 1. I'm gonna go IU 2. I think number 3 is Ole Miss. I know Ole Miss lost to Georgia, but they blew that game, and I go Ole Miss 3. I go Georgia 4, and I got a 3-way tie for 5 with Texas A&M, Alabama, and Oregon.
Tony, that's very disrespectful. It's very, very disrespectful. If I was in your house right now, I would take you to the bathroom and tell you to eat a bar of soap.
Okay, who am I disrespectful to? Georgia?
Well, you're definitely being I don't give a damn about Georgia. I saw Georgia when we played Texas. That's not where you're being disrespectful. You're being a little disrespectful to my boys at A&M. You're being a little disrespectful.
Well, the only thing is, Jay, pull up their schedule.
I'm looking at it right now. So there are big wins. Obviously, we're Notre Dame, and it would be LSU and Missouri. I mean, those are the only 3 ranked teams they have. So I understand we are probably going to take this conversation.
LSU
but still, man.
LSU not ranked anymore.
No, they're not anymore. But they were at the time when they played them. They're not anymore. I mean, since then they've kind of whatever. But regardless, I mean, you're still talking about ranked teams.
Yeah.
If we're gonna play this ranked teams BS, which is what they do. We don't do this. That's what the voters do, right? And this is what people's opinions do, right?
Yep.
So I mean, we're looking at people's opinions because this is where this BS is going, and it always has gone that direction. Now it has gotten better, right? We don't longer do the bowl game to see who's the national title. Now we actually do a playoff format, so it has gotten better.
Yeah.
But still, you're still dealing with the old mentality of, well, look how many ranked teams this one's played. Look how many ranked teams this one play. Not really necessarily the game itself.
Well, my thing is, Jay, is like you're saying Notre Dame, even though they're ranked 9, you don't think they should. So you don't. So that's not as quality win as you would to you. I mean, I know A&M beat them, but I mean, they was number 9. They're number 9, but you think they're more like a 14 or 15. I'll be honest with you. By the time it's all over with, I don't think Missouri is going to be a ranked team. So their only real win is, and that's because Missouri's got their quarterback hurt. So I mean, I'm not taking knocks at Missouri. I like Missouri,
right?
They just had injuries, and it's killed them. So that's going to be their only ranked win. And then I know they come back and won that game, but Jay, they look so horrible against South Carolina that first half, 30-3. I mean, the number 3 team in the country shouldn't get down 30-3. I mean, I know they come back. I know they come back, but if people are going to give other teams a hard time because they played a close game against a weaker team, I think you got to give them I still think Texas. I'm giving them a lot of grief over that almost loss, and they haven't beat a Georgia or Ole Miss, and the only team that Ole Miss lost to was Georgia, and Ole Miss completely had a brain fart and blew that game. So I think Ole Miss is better than Georgia, Texas A&M, and Alabama overall. I really do. Now Alabama's a dangerous team. I'm not counting them out. They're a dangerous team, but they got a couple weaknesses that can make them vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million ways you can look at it. I mean, I look at it, Texas has played ranked teams, or A&M has played ranked teams. They're part of the SEC, which, is SEC, and they don't have any losses. I mean, it's hard to take them out of it without, when I got an Ole Miss team who does have a loss, who has shown that they can't be perfect, and again, you got to look at the conference they're in, things like that, right? I mean, on all honesty, you can make, and Chris is going to kill me for saying this, but when we look at Indiana, your ranked teams you beat was number 9 Illinois at the time. I don't think Illinois still ranked.
Yes, they are.
Where's Illinois ranked at?
21 now. We beat number 7.
I mean, you dog stomped Illinois, so I got to give you that much credit because you dog stomped them 63-10.
About
I mean, that is a legitimate,
And we beat number 7 Oregon at Oregon. So that's two pretty decent wins.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I don't know. I know much. The one against Oregon, I know Oregon always puts out a solid product, so I'm gonna
Yep.
give you that. I don't know a lot about Illinois in terms of. I know you dog stomped them, and I don't really put a whole lot of merit into this whole ranking stuff. I'd like to go back and look at Illinois a little bit more and see just if that was a quality win just because they're ranked. I mean, Tony, we talk about rankings every day. I really hate this whole rankings thing, but it is. I mean, that's how we judge things. And I think it's and again, that's where the smoke and mirrors comes in, right? Because you can rank somebody whatever you think they are, but is that really who they are? And that's where it gets so suspect for me.
It's tough in the rankings too, because when you look at a team like and I'm not giving them a hard time, but Arizona State, Tulane, team like Houston. Again, I'm not putting them down, but they don't play the schedule as Big Ten does or SEC does. So, for a perfect example, you've seen Iowa play. Iowa's got a pretty good team, but they've lost 3 or 4 times now. But they've played a lot tougher schedule than a Houston or Tulane or and I'm just using Iowa as an example. That goes for some of the SEC teams too.
Yeah.
Missouri's going to end up with 4 losses, and Missouri is going to play a lot tougher schedule. Even though they may not have a signature win, they're going to have a better win than what Tulane, Arizona State, and Houston's going to have. I mean, this is the way it is. I mean, this is the way the conferences are, and I'm not saying anything, but I think Iowa was a quality win for IU at Iowa, especially since at Iowa. But they're not ranked anymore. So, and that's what they go by. So that's kind of what I went by. So just to go through
my top 5 is not. It is a little bit. Well, it's a lot different than yours, but we still have a lot of the same ones in the top 5, just in different order. I think. I'm not going to take out the defending champion out of that spot. It is OSU. Until somebody can say otherwise, it's OSU. And Indiana. I'm up leave Indiana. Even though I've talked to you about Illinois, I still feel like that IU team at Signetti and that culture is amazing. So. And until somebody beats Indiana, I'm not taking them out of that spot either. So I'll put IU there, and then I got A&M at number 3. So I agree with that. And I even agree with Georgia at 4. The only spot that I would change, and I just told you this, is I would put Ole Miss at number 5 and Texas Tech at number 6. So that's how I see that, and I think that's a solid 5. I mean, and even if you want to change that, if you want to take A&M, whatever the case may be, it really don't matter. That's a solid top 5 teams that legitimately belong in the top 5. Now, you can play with the order all you want of that top 5, but those are your top 5 teams, in my opinion. And I think come playoff time, you're going to see that.
Yeah, I don't just Ours the biggest change was the fact that I had Texas A&M 5. Other than that, I kind of switched Ole Miss and Texas A&M. That was probably the big difference. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I think again, if you look at Ohio State, they don't have a signature win.
They don't.
They really don't. I mean, they beat Penn State, but Penn State wasn't ranked anymore. They beat Texas. They beat number 17 Texas.
The only reason, and this is me not being a homer, by the way. This is me not being a homer. Texas got exposed, right? I mean, I think Texas probably should not have been ranked number 1. I think Texas probably, if you look at the quality of play right now on that defense and the fact that Arch Manning got off to a slow start and is still really honestly trying to figure out who he is as a quarterback in terms of his legitimacy, I think Texas is probably around number 15, 16. I think that's where they should have been ranked. Yeah. But they're not going to do that to Texas because of all the hype that they had coming into the season. So that's why they put them at 1. But legitimately, they didn't belong there.
No, they didn't. No, yeah.
I mean, look. If you would have put all this money into rankings, look at the top 5. How many of the top 5 when the season started are still there? And ain't but one of them, I think, right?
Ohio State.
Maybe 1 or 2.
I know Clemson was up there. They're gone. Yeah, there's not very many. 1 or 2.
Penn's gone. Clemson's gone. Texas. That's 3 out of the top 4 that are gone.
Yep.
So that just tells you how much rankings really, truly mean and how much people's opinion are stupid when they do rank them.
Let me ask you this, Jay. You got Texas, who's got 2 games left. They should win their next one, and then of course they got A&M. Now they said last night, even if they beat A&M, that they think it would be hard for Texas to get in.
Oh
How
no,
do you
Texas
do
is
it?
not getting in.
Okay, but let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
they're not getting in.
Let's say number 10, Alabama loses to Auburn. And number 17, Texas beats number 3 Texas A&M. You got both teams with 3 losses. I'd make an argument that Texas losses are better losses than what Alabama's would be. So did both of them not get in, or could Texas go over Alabama?
I think the way in which Texas has played this year and the struggles that they've had, even against unranked teams, is there's no way anybody's going to put Texas over A&M or over Alabama at this point. Alabama has played better in their season than what Texas has. And look, this is coming from a guy who's in Texas. Okay, this is my school I'm talking about. So you know I'm being objective about this. I mean, and I've watched all of Texas games, and I've seen their weaknesses on defense. I've seen their weaknesses on offense. And let's be honest. I mean, if you look at how they struggled against the lower ranked teams, like Mississippi State, for example, and other teams, UTEP, or where you said that San Antonio team, they struggled with they have not shown any level of dominance. The only level of dominance they've shown this year is when they played Vanderbilt. That's the only convincing win that I've seen Texas put forward. So that's why I can't put them over Bama, because I know Bama's played better.
But they beat Oklahoma.
That's true. They got Oklahoma in the Red River shootout. But that and I knew they were going to gear up for that game. They always gear up for that game.
I think if Alabama was to get upset by Auburn, and they're at number 10 right now, I think that puts Alabama out. They're out. They can't make the playoffs.
I don't think they make the playoffs. If they lose to Auburn, I don't think they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they. Now, but okay, so now if Texas was to upset Texas A&M, I mean, are you going to put Utah, BYU? I mean, I know that they may only have 1 loss or 2 losses, but when you have Texas would have beat number 3 Texas A&M and number 8 Oklahoma. How do you not put them at number 10?
And that's what I'm saying. If I get what you're saying, and that makes perfect logical sense. Let's put it this way: if Texas beats A&M, I do. And look, me personally, if we beat A&M, I do think that we should be ahead of BYU. I do think we should be ahead of Utah. Just our strength of schedule alone, we should be ahead of them.
For them to have the chance, they need Alabama to lose. They need to win, and they need Alabama to lose. I think that gives them a chance. Now, again, with crazy crew, who knows what they'll vote? But I would take a 2-loss Alabama, and I would take a 3-loss Texas team who beat a top 3 team and a top 8 team over BYU, Utah, Miami, Vandy, USC. I take them over any of them.
Yeah.
Now,
Again, you're talking to somebody who thinks BYU and Notre Dame shouldn't even be in the damn top 12 to begin with, or Utah to begin with. That's just my personal opinion.
Now,
but
here's a team that could throw a monkey in the ranch here. Number 18, Michigan. If they went out and they play Ohio State the last game of the year and they beat Ohio State, which is not, I don't think it's going to happen, but I've thought that before. If Michigan was to upset Ohio State, I know they're number 18, but I think what that does, I think that would put Michigan in the conference finals against IU, and Ohio State would no longer be in the conference finals. So now if you've got Michigan in the conference championship game, if they lose the conference championship game, does that put them all the way out? And what happens if they win the conference championship game? Then they're guaranteed to be in. And then you've got IU and Ohio State are both still going to be in. But,
So who does that balance out? Basically what we're saying. I don't know that Michigan beating OU is enough to get them into the playoffs. If that's, I don't know, Tony. I mean,
I think it automatically puts them in the conference championship game. If against IU, I think if Michigan, because of their conference record, don't worry about because they had a loss against Oklahoma.
No, I'm tracking what you're saying.
That loss against Oklahoma don't count against them in the conference. So I think they only lost once in the conference. If they beat Ohio State, I think the way it's set up, that Michigan goes to the conference championship against IU instead of Ohio State.
You know, if something like that were to happen, that would absolutely blow my mind. The fact that, yeah, it's okay. If you beat the number one team in the rankings, God, I mean, I got what you. I need to go look at their conference. How many? So, what is Michigan's conference record?
I think they've only lost once in the. Wait a minute, they lost to USC in the
Oklahoma.
Conference. And Oklahoma's an out of conference win.
Yeah, that's out of conference.
So the only team they've lost to is USC.
Right. So think about that. If that's the case, if Oregon wins out, not Oregon. If Ohio wins out with the exception, let's say they take the loss to Michigan, that means that would be their only conference loss. So then you got two teams with both conference losses. But then, I don't know how that works. But if they have the same conference losses, does it then go to overall record?
I don't think so. I think it goes to. I'm not sure, but I thought I seen somebody said that they hold that if Michigan beats Ohio State, that they would hold the whatever the system is they decided that Michigan would go to the championship game instead of Ohio State if they beat them.
I tell you, man.
I think it goes head to head first.
Yeah.
You both got one.
I'll be honest. I'll be straight up honest with you. I know we're playing semantics here. I don't think there's a chance in hell that Michigan beats Ohio, even though it is a divisional or conference game.
Jay, I know what you're saying, but I've seen worse Michigan teams. I've seen Michigan teams with 4 or 5 wins beat Ohio State, and I've seen a 4 or 5 win team Ohio State beat a real good Michigan team. When them two teams play, there's 140,000 people there, and it is nuts. Now, I think Ohio State's going to be a 12 or 13 point favorite. I really do. I think Ohio State wins the game, but I've said that, I've thought that before.
Only be let down, right?
Wouldn't that throw a monkey? Wouldn't that throw a monkey in the ranch if that happened?
I'll tell you this: if Michigan pulls off a win against Ohio, gets in the conference game, that would be awesome. Because I don't like Ohio. I can't stand Ohio. Can't stand them. So that would actually, I would love that more than anything. I would absolutely love that. And I got a matter of fact, my first sergeant is a severe Ohio fan right now. And he's been talking a lot of smack. So I would absolutely love that. I will be going for Michigan in that game. I promise you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting, Jay. We got a couple questions. Here's one. Right now, if you was picking, who wins the Heisman Trophy?
With the way that Mendoza's been playing, I think you have to give it to him. I think if it was me, he would be my guy to get the Heisman.
The Ohio State has he's completion rate is like 80%, so he plays really well. But yeah, right now Mendoza leads in total yards. I think he leads in touchdowns. He's got a signature play. Whether people think that should count or not, he's got a signature comeback win play. And I think that helps sometimes, the eye test,
Right.
So I think Mendoza is the favorite too. I don't know.
Let's be honest. Let me be honest. If you take CJ Stroud out of the equation, what Ohio quarterback has ever had any level of success in the NFL? I just have never been a big believer in Ohio quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so for that reason, I feel like, Mendoza, should get it. And I also think, when it comes draft time, he's probably going to be at the very top of the first round going as a quarterback, if not the number one guy.
I've seen 3 mock drafts, and I hope it don't happen for poor Mendoza. They're all saying that he's going to end up with the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine that poop show?
Yep.
But where would you rather be, though? Because, hey, look, it could be worse. He could have gone to the Jets.
True.
God knows you don't want to go to the damn Jets. That's a career killer for a hot minute until you get out of there. Just ask Darnold, Geno Smith, and Josh, or what's his name, Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got got a couple more questions. This one here. Do you think Alabama is where they are? Do you think that's where they should be? Do you agree with Alabama being number 10?
You know, man, just knowing the type of team that Alabama is, it's really crazy to see them at 10. No, I don't think they should be at number 10. Like I said, I definitely think I will tell you, they should be ahead of Notre Dame. I feel like they should be ahead of Oregon.
Yep.
OU, obviously, no. I think OU and all them. I think I would probably put them at number 9, or no, I'd put them at number 8, and then have OU slide up. I mean, Oklahoma slide up to number 7. I'd probably have I'd have Oklahoma at 7. I'd probably have Bama at 8, and then Oregon and Notre Dame at 9 and 10 respectively. If you're going to keep Notre Dame in this damn thing,
yeah, I don't disagree with you. I know why, like I said, the thing that kills Alabama is Florida State loss.
Yeah, it does.
If their only loss was to Oklahoma, they would probably be number 6 or 7 right now. I mean,
which is really weird because isn't FSU back in the top 25, or are they still out of the 25?
No, they're 5-5 right now, so they're not ranked.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay,
had another one here. We had one more. Let me find it. Okay, I probably know your answer on this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Who do you think out of this top 25 is the most overranked team?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with well, no, you know what? Even more so than Notre Dame, I'm putting BYU in there. I just can't stand BYU in their schedule. I really can't. I cannot stand that schedule, and that's a hard. And in all honesty, truthfully, Tony, I would say a tie. For me, it's so close. I'd say it's a tie. I would think Notre Dame and BYU are overranked. Both of them. I think it's a tie.
Yeah, I think
I can't. It's hard for me to separate between the two.
I tell you, I'm gonna throw another team in there. I agree with you on Notre Dame, and I agree with you on BYU. I'm gonna throw Vandy in there because their only ranked win is to number 22 Missouri, and again Missouri was on their second string quarterback. So I Vandy at 14 I think is too high, but that's the only other team. But I agree. I think BYU plays the schedule they play, and Notre Dame plays the schedule they play. I think the most overranked team to me is Notre Dame.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And in all honesty, I think they actually got Texas ranked where probably Texas is legitimate should be ranked, about 17. I think 17, I think that's about where they should be.
But if Texas don't have if they only had 2 losses and then have that one kind of bad loss.
Now we'll see with that A&M game. That A&M could change my mind. But as of right now, as it stands today, I think Texas is ranked where they should be ranked.
Jay, do you know where the A&M game's at with Texas?
I believe that's in Texas.
Okay.
I will double verify. 2 seconds here. I give that answer, but I'm pretty sure that's in Texas. What the heck? Okay, here we go. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's in Texas. A&M is the visiting team.
Got one more thing I want to hit on before we get out of here in about 3 or 4 minutes. James Franklin, new coach of Virginia Tech. What do you think about that?
I think it's a good move for. I think was it West Virginia or Virginia that he went to?
Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech.
So okay. So yeah, no. I Virginia Tech. I think he's going to be good there. I think I have a lot of respect. I still have a lot of respect. I know Penn State kind of let him down a little bit, but that doesn't diminish him as a coach to me. And I think he deserved another shot at it. And man, Penn State said, with a guy like James Franklin, you got to get his replacement right because of who he was. And I think that's a big endorsement coming from Penn State. So I think it's a great move for Virginia Tech, honestly.
I think it's a great move for both of them. I think it's a great move for Virginia Tech because they're not going to expect to be turned around in 1 year or maybe even 2 years. So, I mean, because they're not an elite school. They're middle road probably, And so the pressure is not going to be on him. He's going to go from a high pressure situation to a more normal situation, and he's going to get to be able to build that team in 2 or 3 years and see what he can do. I seen somebody put out a thing to what AI predicted for him over the next 10 years, and it actually had him going to the playoffs 3 or 4 times. never getting to the championship game, but had one year where he goes undefeated and makes it to like the semifinals. Then of course that's AI, who gives a shit. But I thought that was I just thought that was kind of interesting. Somebody posted that. I don't know how to use AI, but somebody else posted that. So I think it's a great hire for Virginia Tech, and I think it's a smart move for Franklin. After coming from a high pressure situation, why go to another high pressure situation? Why go to Florida or somewhere like that where they're going to expect you to win right now? We're Florida. We want to win now. And if you don't win now and you lose 5 games this year, we may fire your ass again.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good move for both of them. I like it for Virginia Tech and I like it for Franklin. I hope Franklin does well. I know he had trouble winning the big one, but man, when you can win 11, 12 games every year and have a team up there, the head coach gets probably too much glory, and they probably get too much of the blame. It's kind of like quarterback sometimes get too much of the glory and too much of the blame. So I hope good things for Franklin. He seemed like a pretty good guy. Seemed like a stand-up guy. He never sugarcoated anything, never made excuses. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know we're out of time, but maybe tomorrow we could talk a little bit about Lane Kiffin and what his future looks like.
Yes, we can do that tomorrow because we're going to be talking. We'll be breaking down some college football games tomorrow, so we can definitely talk about that. And if you have anything else, also, Jay, I know you wanted to mention real quick about what we got coming next week. We got 2 new shows going to be hitting the network next week.
Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong. We are doing NBA first and then football, right? Okay, so Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be our new show times for the evening show, not the afternoon. The afternoon is just, it is what it is. But in our evening type shows, we are going to do an NBA show on Tuesdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And then on Thursday, we will do the NFL show. Again, same time, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And we're going to just be a little bit more specific. And those shows will fluctuate between college, when college kind of comes around, and also, I believe, baseball, when baseball comes back. So they will kind of float a little bit here and there. But the premise right now is NBA and NFL, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, Tuesday and Thursday, respectfully. Yeah. And also, at about an hour from now, at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern, on the Whiskey Hour, me and Celeste are going to talk about Korn, their MTV Unplugged acoustic concert versus Taylor Swift Tiny Desk acoustic. And you're going to want to find out what Jason thinks of Taylor Swift.
And on the Whiskey Hour, Jay, I think you should, and all the fans that watch, and you, every time you guys say the word Korn, you should have to take a shot.
I might actually have a Michelada for that I will be taking. That I would be making maybe quite a few shots. I got to tell you real quick before we go, Jay has gotten really good at making Micheladas. I'm almost a chef at making a Michelada.
All right.
But hey, one thing before we get out of here real quick, one thing, make sure you give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube pages for Gonzo Sports from Elite Sports Entertainment Network. And the QR code that you see to the top left, it'll be here for every single show. We always do. But if you ever want to know where our link tree is, just scan that QR code in the middle of the show and you'll have all of our access. Tony, get us out of here, brother.
Hey, everybody have a great day, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.